line. Goal line versus goal line. Barry is back again. Defense last episode. Hope to see more of that as it's Castaneda. As Murray gets a good step, get it down the field out in front, and he's got the space. Can the speed carry him to the end zone? 1st and 10. Watson not going to do the same. The field goal unit out here, though the tight end is wide open for the Titans to start off with. Looking to throw the ball. Here comes Bates. End of the half, no points as they go to the outside. As we send the quick blitz, it's Castaneda. So far. 3rd and 7, it's Burks all alone. Hand side, that's where we go, and that's where we retake the lead. We keep ourselves in front of this division with a 24-21 close battle against the Tennessee Titans. And coming off yet another win, one that was still close, 24-21. It was one of the better games our offense has had in a good little bit, with a little bit of some passing game being included. It wasn't anything fancy, but it was really good from Daniel Jones. No interceptions, completed 73%, and the run game went to work as we expect. But that was also against the Tennessee Titans team who have not done all too well this year. This week, that's a different story. Madden loves the Dallas Cowboys. Though they are 8-7, they have a higher rated defense, though it's their offense highly propping up their team. Right now, they are the number 5 ranked offense, 5th in passing touchdowns. It's really just their passing game that's getting them going. They're number 2 in giveaways, only 2 on the year, though we're facing us and our defense that is number 1 in takeaways, 7th in the league. So it's really going to be a battle of our defense versus their offense, and it's going to be vice versa, having to keep up with the other. And if that's not enough of a storyline for this, we also have a lot of key players who are in their final year of their contract, and we need to start sorting these out before the offseason, before we lose chances at being able to negotiate. Luckily though, we have near $160 million to get this done. Now, Earl Stockton, he's the captain of the defense. Surprisingly, not a mass amount of interest. Our motivations don't exactly line up, but they're not awful. So where we are going to start with negotiations is we're going to bump up the bonus a couple points here. Make it a more well-rounded offer, and we'll see how well he likes this one. And he's actually very excited. The interest level didn't quite match that, but hey, I'm here for it. Now, with the signing of Stockton, I would love to keep the combination here going. Greg Hodgins, he's performed very well and earns himself a decent contract. Not as good as Stockton, but still, he's a really solid guy. We're going to give him a really good offer. Lock down that combination here, hopefully, and it will be for the future. And sticking to defense, another young guy who's played very well and actually has expanded his role this year, Jaquan Cash. Now playing more on the outside. He's another 25-year-old that he could be our guy for the future, whether it's on the outside or just in the slot. I think we should give him a long-term contract, so we'll offer a 5-year deal and he will sign as well. Now finally getting to the offensive side, another young player. We're going to stick to young players. Spencer Richards. He's 24 years old. I think he has done a fantastic job in the run game. He's not a fantastic pass blocker, but that's not what he's supposed to be. He's a hog mauler. We're going to give him a 4-year deal. He should take this, and indeed he will. Now, hopefully, all those signings, they're going to uplift the morale a little bit, get our top defense even more hyped up to go into this game and lock down the number 1 offense. Now let's get this one underway as it is booted off by Moody. We got Hunter back to return and he will take the knee in the end zone. Our offense headed out Daniel Jones and a strong rushing game. But what we saw last week was that the passing game can perform if we don't put too much pressure on it. And we're not going to, starting with Chuba Hubbard. Trying to find some space down the middle, he will pick up 4. He plus the other 2 running backs in Barry and Ball, they've really carried the offense through the struggles of the early part of the season, and hopefully they reward us by securing a spot in the playoffs. That could happen today, as long as we get the win and the Falcons lose. 3rd and 4, though, we need to make sure we convert here before we continue looking any further down the line as we get Murray, the speedster, to the outside. Not quite going to get the juke, but nearly slipped out of the Diggs tackle, carrying us up to the 46th gain of 24. He has done a very admirable job of taking over for Tyreek Hill, who did get injured not that long ago, though congestion in the backfield, Chuba loses 2. That pulling guard just slowed it all down. Leaves 2nd and 12, which we come out with an empty set. Got Chuba to the left-hand side as we try to set up the screen. He had a couple options. He only gains 2, though. If he was able to fully bounce that outside, a lot more yards available, or honestly even inside, though, leaving us with 3rd and 10. Trip set. As we got Boston, immediately though the hit comes in, Boston gets to it, keeping this drive going down to the 16. Daniel Jones just being able to put enough on that with the hit coming in. We bring out the heavy set to follow, get some blocks down the middle, get by Parsons, though not very many yards thereafter. Gain of 4 for Barry. And after that, we'll bring Hubbard back out as we go spread. Have a RPO dialed up here. See if we can get Murray to the outside as they have the double A gap, or we just keep it. Chuba will pick up a couple more. Mozzie Smith down the middle does a good job of shedding the block. Now they do walk down the safety here, so I don't like the call that we have dialed up. We'll check out of it. Going for a pass as they look to bring the blitz. We will roll. We got our guy towards the end zone, though stopped shy. It's Murray again. Having that speed underneath, a really good threat. We come out with the 1st and goal, having a stacked line here. Goal line versus goal line. As we go power to the left-hand side, Barry has to shake off Clifton, but he gets himself into the end zone, capping off drive 1 with the touchdown. That was just the battle of the 2 weaker sides of both teams. Now for the big show. Number 1 offense versus a top 10 defense, and it's a stop in the backfield on Bradham. Credit Owe with the TFL, loss of 2 as they immediately follow going spread empty. We bring the blitz, it's lofted towards the sideline, but gonna land safely out of bounds. Not the best of starts for the Cowboys, though if they can answer here, 3rd and long, keep this drive going. As Dak rolls, Owe gets in the face and tipped away is St. Juice. Staying in that slot, it's a 3 and out. Could not have asked for a better start to this game. Up 7-0, offense is back out as we go back Chuba Hubbard, following the pulling guard in Clifton, picking up 9. Now hopefully this game goes along. We find out updates on the Falcons, because again, we need them to lose a win for us, and that should be the division ours. Chuba Hubbard, he's got space to the outside. By 1, juking back in, shaking off another, picked up, slammed down at the 13. A big run for Chuba Hubbard. I'm sure he's wondering where his contract extension is, and most likely we will give him one. It's just going to depend on the regression, how long that contract is for. As we go with a toss out to Barry, good stop Vander Esch. Keeps it to just a gain of 2, and we will get Hubbard back out there with a bunch to the right-hand side, Bateman towards that back corner. Also have Boston going to the other corner. See who gets the better opening. Out for Bateman, who toe taps the side. Count it as the just had enough space. We might get a booth review, but for now, we're flipping ourselves in the end zone. And expected booth review is coming in. Now, I did get a glimpse on it, and it was a beautiful catch. Cameraman maybe pan down there next time. But you could see left foot, right foot drags. That is 6 points. And what makes it even better as the Dallas Cowboy offense trots back out update at the bottom, Falcons down to the Commanders 7-0 though early in that game. Down the middle goes the Cowboys, gain of 4. And of course, with the signing of both Hodgins and Stockton, this front seven should be locked down for many years to come. As Stockton right back out there, plus McCullough to help get the stop. Will actually be a loss of 1. 3rd and 7 as time expiring here in the first. They will not get the snap off. They will send it to the second quarter. Hopefully for them, it's a better quarter. For us, I would love to keep stacking on some points here. As so far, Cowboys have only netted 5 yards in that first quarter. Second quarter underway as they got Ceedee from the slot, just in between the zones. And of course, he's going to be the big target today, primarily lined up on Cash. We'll see how well he can handle it. As it's 1st and 10 towards midfield, they go Bradham, who bounces to the outside. Pursuit stayed inside. It'll be a first down for the Cowboys. Already a much better drive than any prior to. As they are down inside the 40, they're coming out with 3 to the left-hand side. We send the blitz. Dak rolls, throws, finding his target, who just outran Newsome. Cowboys on the board, draw it 14-7. Now it's the job of our offense to make sure that we don't let that build momentum for the Cowboys. Need to come out and continue the good style of play, dominant style, I would honestly say, that we've begun today. And that means consistent good plays, mixing a couple big pop ones as we go. 2nd and 7, we have the RPO dialed up, though we will keep it with Chuba. But there is Parsons. Big tackle in the backfield, make it 3rd and 11. And they'll stay over on the right-hand side for this play action. As we look to get the ball downfield, we've got a couple options coming across. Faust wide open, get him out in some space. Big first down, lowering the shoulder to tack on a couple more. Daniel Jones, 6 of 6 to start. Really feeding off of what he did last game. He's caught his momentum. As Chuba bounces it all the way to the outside, he will pick up around 4 to 5. We'll say so far in this game, Vander Esch is flowing around. He's been involved in a couple good plays to the outside as we go with the screen. We get by the first round of defenders, though we don't pick up the block on Wyatt, though. Chuba. Strong run there. Not quite good enough to get the first down, but still a heck of a run. Now we do need to change the ID here for the Mike back. Get that over on the far left side. Let's get a good double to backer here. As we pick up all the blocks, Barry, he sprints outside, getting us down to the 23. Now, some of our double to backers haven't quite worked that time perfection. As we got a 1st and 10, a little bit of some play action off of it. As they cover everything well, Daniel Jones, he fumbles. Wills doesn't get back there, but Jones recovers his own fumble. Now, the one thing we definitely can't afford is too many of those big negative plays. 2nd and 28, they walk down the safety. They got single high. As we've got our guy Boston sitting wide open. He's going to pick up a good chunk there. Still 3rd and long. And surprisingly, Steve Smith Sr. is going to send out 3 tight ends. Only 1 receiver in Bateman. As Bateman actually going to go in motion here. They're going to fake the handoff to both him and the running back downfield. Couple options, but not enough time to throw. Now, it will not be a touchdown for us. First time in one of our drives today, but it is Cole Ford, one of the best kickers in the league, as he will tack on 3. Now, we do have another update as well from the Falcons game. That one leveled up 7-7. Cowboys out for their next drive. They're looking to get things closer here as we are back up 2 scores. Dak looking to throw behind Bradham, who I don't think ever realized the pass was thrown. Definitely hasn't been a clean start for Prescott. Just 2 of 5 throwing, though. One of those was for a big touchdown last drive. 2nd and 10, they look to throw again here. Working the levels, they go to their tight end. Fighting through, Cash tried to slow him down. Be a gain of 9. And for a team that typically likes to throw, do they throw or do they run? We'll find out after the 2-minute warning. A good stop here from the defense. Could give our offense a chance at some more points, as they will throw. It's Patton, who had their previous touchdown, picking up yet another big play downfield. We've got caught being aggressive a couple times today. That's where they found their big plays. So we'll have to be smart with it, as it's through the hands of 82. Should have been at least a first down there on that catch and run, but I'll take it. 2nd and 10. As they go with a little bit of some play action. Got their guy downfield, though overthrowing is Prescott. Continues to be a little bit of a trying start for him. As they go back to the play action, down the field, right down the middle, splitting the safeties and into the end zone. It's a big response from the Cowboys. Field goal game. But at least we have ourselves a little over a minute, 3 timeouts to try to widen that before halftime. We start back at the 25. Daniel Jones waits for the window, diving catch for Murray. One heck of a play. Well timed as well from Jones. That ball really only could have been there. Anywhere else could have very well been picked. As Jones rolls, in comes Parsons to bump him out, gain of 2. For the most part, we've kept Jones clean today. He's taken some hits, so we need to make sure we keep him clean. As we go with the halfback screen, Ozzie Smith, heck of a play. We'll get back to the line here quickly. We still got 3 to the right-hand side, 1 lone to the left. As time is running out here this half, Jones takes the sack. Timeout by the Cowboys. They're looking to try to make something happen here before half. As they have their timeouts as well, they go with the run. Bradham, why call the timeouts then? Doesn't quite make sense, but it ends what was a very contested first half. 17-14. It's very smart play calling by the Cowboys offense, essentially trying to separate the safeties. And we have our first big update here as the Falcons pull ahead of the Commanders 14-7. If they win, so must we. As for our second update, not important for us, but for the Steelers, they could try to upset a rival if possible. Here 10-0 headed towards halftime. Bengals, they are 10-5, Steelers 6-9. And lastly, Minnesota, Kansas City, and the Vikings are up in this one, trying to just shake things up as the Chiefs 12-3, Vikings 5-10. Last 2 teams just looking for knockouts. And honestly, that's pretty similar to what Dallas is trying to do here. Their chance at the playoffs pretty much done. But they could try to knock us out by knocking us down in the rankings, and you can't call that, referee. Well-timed play from New Somebody, free first down. Always good for at least one of those every other game, it seems. Moves the Cowboys up to the 38. As they will look to run, it's Prescott trying to leak weak side. It's stopped by Edwards. Now, as for what we plan to do to help stop all the passing in this game, we're going to run pretty much strictly man coverage. As it's Newsome getting his revenge. He picks off Prescott, accelerating to the outside. It's Bradham who will get the stop at the 5. But he sets up the offense, goal to go. If the refs are going to give flags for what shouldn't be, don't give them the option. 1st and goal, Chuba down the middle, running through down to the 1. Now a chance to re-widen this lead here. Parsons to the left-hand side as he bites. Great peel off by Odigizua. Looked like that should have been an easy read option touchdown for Jones, but it would not be. As we motion out Thomas here, going to shake up the lineup. We have some slants as he's going to the outside. It's towards the inside, and Jones gets picked. Ford read that the whole way. It was a bad read, and no points will come off the pick. That was just 100% a rushed throw from the pass rush. Cowboys, they go unscathed after their pick as they go across the middle. Edwards not able to jar it free. That improves Prescott to 50% on the day. 2nd and 2, they come out with a pistol ace. Bradham down the middle. He finds a little bit of some space before Cash drags him down. All in all, I think this game really living up to expectation as they come out with the I form. 2 spread to the left-hand side. Early movement. It looks like the right guard goes early. That will end up backing them up by 5, making it 1st and 15 at the 32. They go to a wider set now. A little bit of some play action. Across the middle, that's exactly what they try to set up, and it has worked well today. Honestly, might need to see a little bit more press in our game to help try to combat those timing routes. As it's a big hit, Stockton Bradham. He gets flattened at the line. And surprisingly, 3rd and 2, they go spread empty, and it works. CeeDee Lamb, another first down for the Cowboys. They really are doing a great job of moving CeeDee around. He's not just playing against one corner. Switch inside, slot to the outside. A lot of different kinds of mismatches as he gets by Cash. That time just beat on press. And as mentioned, towards the top of this game, it's going to be CeeDee Lamb who's really going to make or break this one. If he gets going, as early movement again, maybe on one of their tight ends. The problem really is, though, we haven't quite made them pay for their little mistakes as they quickly fix it. Bunch to the right-hand side. As it's downfield, it's CeeDee again. This has been his drive. They've gotten a little bit of help here and there, but they're down to the 3 as they go with a toss. Stockton slip, but Hodgins there to help out, plus Bates. Now we just really need to finish this drive here, force the field goal attempt. Just allow them to level this one, not take the lead. As they will look to throw as they've done all day. Owe gets the sack back at the 16. Doing a great job of keeping contained there. Will bring out Moody to tie this one 17-17, and indeed it will be. Our offense has not gotten a touchdown since the second drive this game. We need our best one here. Down the middle, opens up for Chuba, who will pick up around 15. He's at 11 carries, 79 yards, and we need to get him over 100 for sure. As we go right back to him, he's trying to find some space. Great pursuit across the line. And that's where we need to find some other things to help out. As we're closing out the 3rd quarter here, maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Coming across, we've got Murray, and it's an awful throw for Jones. He's been really good today, but that was his worst. I guess outside the interception. 3rd and 10, it's Ball checking in as he's got space, spinning, first down, gain of 12. Even on a 3rd and 10, you're not safe from this run game, as we will have time for 1 more play here. As time expires in the 3rd, we get Ball out on the screen. He gets a stiff arm. Mazi Smith cleaning it up. It's a gain of 1 as we head to the 4th quarter. Mazi Smith has been a really good asset for this Cowboys defensive line, but we need to keep the rock moving. And of course, that's going to require several different looks, different formations, different players. Barry and Winters to get us started here this 4th quarter. Cuts to the left-hand side. He takes a big hit, but that's actually going to gain about an extra yard or 2. And it'll make it 3rd and more manageable here. Just 6 yards as we're just inside plus territory. It's a heavy tight end set. Got to find someone open as we find Thomas. That's a first down. We're down to the 34. There's too many tight ends for them to mark, apparently, as we stick with that same look. Going Chuba Hubbard to the weak hand side. Richards, he helps clear open the lane. We haven't quite had any big runs of late. I mean, the longest being around gain of 12, but nothing 15 plus in a while. As Ball checks back in, he's down the middle, and it's another gain of around 12. Just trying to do our part here in changing things up. Keep the Cowboys honest. As we go with Murray, he's got space to the outside, tries to slip by 45. That's a clutch tackle, keeps it to just a first down, though goal to go. And I think Murray is working his way towards that extension. He might be our slot guy of the future. As Winters motions out, we got Barry back there trying to follow the lanes. Good blocking, down to the 3. And from here, we are in no hurry. We can let some time just start to flow off the clock here. Play clock gonna be snapped around 1. As it's goal line versus goal line. Barry stacked up on the goal line. And will force a 3rd. About an inch shy. As we got a split look here. We got Clifton coming to the left. Winters to block the weak side. Barry rolls, finding the end zone this time. Vander Esch not able to get the stop. We retake our lead. Now, big update on the bottom. 24-14 Commanders in front of the Falcons. Defense get the stop. That should be playoffs. But we know exactly where they're going, but it's just too good. CeeDee Lamb in one play reties the game. Just over the top of the linebacker by Cash as well. CeeDee has been the problem. It's an extremely quick answer from the Cowboys. Now we cannot let their offense see the field for one more snap. We've got to drain the clock, ending with points, whatever those may be. As we start with a tight look here. Some play action. Faust is open, delivered by Jones. That's going to be about field goal range for us. And that means it's hydraulic press offense. As we're inside plus territory down at the 43. It's Chuba Hubbard, weak side rush. Actually, that might be the strong side. Honestly, it didn't quite look good enough, but it's a gain of 4. And honestly, all that matters right now is that we just slowly move the ball closer and closer to the end zone. Going back to Chuba Hubbard, good double to backer as we're well inside the 30, down at the 23. And with that, Chuba Hubbard back over 100. Now the Falcons have drawn things closer, 24-17. So they're trying to fight back just as we're trying to seal this game. Down the middle, Cowboys will have to start calling timeouts. And so far, they have not. They've got 3, we've got 3. We're under a minute and a half left. Ball checks in. He's got space for the first down as he waits for the defenders to come in. He had the touchdown, but he makes the smart decision. He gets down. Timeout starting to be called by the Cowboys. As we stick with the same formation, it's ball just pushing forward. Be a gain of 4. Second timeout called. They have 1 more remaining. We stick with the spread look. Ball back down the middle, close to the end zone as the final timeout's called. Now from here, touchdown or field goal works out pretty well, though. Honestly, field goal might actually work better for us. But we'll take points whatever we get as ball will walk in. Cowboys, they let us score, considering that they've scored in one play the last time out. We'll be back to the defense. Now we are trying to force essentially having Newsome on CeeDee Lamb, but they put him in the slot, so it's going to be Hodgins. Play 1. As it's covered well, though, it leaves Bradham across the middle. Stockton will drag him down. Now you have to remember, Cowboys do not have any timeouts. Now we got Newsome on Lamb here. Just rocking straight up man coverage. Down the field, knocked out by St. Juste. Intended to find their tight end. Just have to keep an eye on those matchups yet again. We got our favorable one, Lamb, and Newsome thrown behind their tight end. Too quick there from Prescott. 3rd and 10. As CeeDee Lamb moves, he goes left side. Newsome follows, and they find essentially a legal pick play. It gets Miller open. Down to the 25. Let's get out of press coverage. Get some man up here. There's not much time left in this game as it's Prescott throwing through the uprights. They've got 10 seconds to try to tie this game. As obviously we know they're throwing. They go underneath. Smart by Bradham to drop that. They have time for one play most likely. They might be able to squeeze into if they get a play towards the sideline. But it looks like they're headed towards the end zone. It's down the field and dropped. 1 second, that should have been a touchdown. We honestly get extremely lucky. This is the final play of the game as it's Newsome tipping it away. We will squeak out a hard-earned victory. But playoffs sealed or not depends on the Falcons game, so we will go check that immediately. But we knock out one of the NFL favorites. We head to Week 18 against the Texans. Is it a victory lap, or is it another battle waiting for us? And it will come down to week 18. The Falcons storm back in the fourth quarter, putting up 17 points to sneak by the Commanders 31-24, so their playoff hopes are still intact. So in week 18, the division will be decided by a matchup not going head to head. We do not play the Falcons. We have already swept them this year. We play the Texans. We win, we're in. Simple as that. We lose, we need some help. Now, if that were to be the case, this is still a very congested NFC, as there are 4 teams who are 8-7. On top of that, there are 3 more teams who are 8-8. So we lose, there's the potential for a wild card spot. But honestly, we prefer to make things clean cut and simple. And for us, that means the Texans must lose. They are already out of their playoff hopes. They would have had to win this division, but it's going to come down to the Jaguars and the Colts. Texans are purely playing spoiler. And for the Falcons, they have an easier game. The Titans have not had a good year. Falcons could very easily win this one, though the Titans did give us a good run in that game. So who knows? But as we've said, win, we're in. So make sure you do not miss the next episode. This series out every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You can also make sure that you don't miss by hitting that subscription button either down below or the bear icon on the bottom right and ticking that bell icon. That way you are notified of when these videos go live. We also have the state-only challenge or states-only challenge. Currently the Maryland and Pennsylvania, as that team is also fighting for a spot in the playoffs in another close division. That next episode will be tomorrow, so we'll see you then back here for week 18, a chance to lock in our playoffs and try to defend our Super Bowl title.